Greetings and welcome to the Halloween edition of the Sliders Review. And I'm here today to talk to you about bunk'd Season 2 Fogged In. I love bunk'd. Bunk'd was one of my favorite Disney shows. It was a spin-off of the Jessie Show, and I love the Jessie Show. And it's the second most successful Disney spinoff, or Disney Channel, because the first one was the Sweet Deck and the Sweet Life thing of Zach and Cody. I never watched that show. I just couldn't never stand them, so I never watched it. But I watched Jessie, and Jessie was just straight up awesome. And of course, when Jessie ended, Debbie Ryan wanted to leave Disney and do more mature stuff, and so the Ross kids were still young at that time, so they still wanted careers, and Disney channels are you worked with us before, we can work again. And they created this camp show called bunk'd, but they brought in a couple of new characters and stuff. And, it's not as funny as Jessie, but it is really good, and it has its moments and stuff. But I just miss Jessie so much. I wish she could have guest starred on the show, but she never did. Luke was the only Ross child who didn't go. He had his own Disney XD show until sadly his timely death and everything. Cameron Bryce, may he rest in peace. And so Bonk introduced us to some new characters, and they're really funny. Until by the third season they got rid of them. All these new characters they brought in, they just got rid of, but they kept Lou, thank God. And then they added these new characters, and they added more new characters, and then another new character, and then it finally ended in season 5. And rewatching this, man, it took me back, because I haven't seen those older characters in so long. And the original theme song, I forgot all about the original theme song, because once it gets into the season 3 and season 4 and 5, it just it doesn't really do it. Just say Kiki Waka over and over. And then but in the last moments of the series finale in season 5, they're at the campfire and they're singing the song. I'm oh, I remember that song. And I'm just oh, it took me back and everything. It's sad that they couldn't get nobody to come back from the original couple of seasons to just make a cameo at the end. It would have been weird and out of place, but who cares, man? It would have been full circle, But I do like the additional cast. Except for that dude in season 5. I did not like him, the new counselor dude. God, and I was mad when he replaced Gwen. Gwen was my favorite. She left the show to do her own thing with this Disney Channel wrestling Lucha Libre show that I don't think has come out yet. And they replaced us with that guy, and I was mad. Anyway, season 2. Man, it's been so long. I forgot Tiffany's name. I forgot Jorge's name. I forgot Murphy's name. Xander's name. I forgot all of them. Hazel's not in this, sadly. I wish she would, but she's not. But yeah. So gee, how did it start off? Okay, it starts off with Tiffany and Ravi. They're talking about this fog that they saw on the internet, and the fog has these weird chemicals in it that can affect brain cells and this and that. And then so the whole episode, she's freaking out about the fog, and other people don't believe it's dangerous, but then it starts to affect certain people who breathe in the fog. And with Emma, it gives her a headache at first, but then all of a sudden it makes her lose her memory, and she's constantly forgetting her short-term memory. So she's constantly repeating, asking the same questions and everything, and Tiffany's oh no, the gas, and she goes all scientific-y and stuff with the scientific names and stuff. Just like with Jessie, this show is a bit of a stereotype. Jessie was criticized for having people of color being a huge racial stereotype. And this show did the same thing. So Tiffany, the Asian girl, is the super smart one. Jorge's the Mexican dude who Okay, look, this is just a stereotype. This is not me believing this, but you know, people assume that Mexican people are lazy and all this other stuff, and I swear some people, you know what I'm saying? But and then let's see, Xander is the kind of like preppy white dude, and Hazel, the crazy white girl, and stuff like that, and the stalkery girl, like you know, and then Lou's like the white country bumpkin girl, and you know, so it's like stereotypes all around, and then it still did stereotypes when the new cast came in. Um, well, at least with two of them, not so much with everybody else. But yeah, well, actually three of them actually. So so Emma, she's like forgetting her memory. Her and Xander are boyfriend and girlfriend at this part in time. Let's see. Then all of a sudden, Robbie, he gets affected by the gas, and it turns him ghetto. So he's constantly throwing out all this like ghetto slang like over and over. And I gotta say, you know, he's doing it a little bit too hard and trying to make it look a little. Like you can tell he's trying his best, but it's hilarious. None of the less, when you know how he was in Jesse, and then how he's acting here, it's a treat. And it's nice to see him act differently and him actually using his real voice, because the voice he has in Jesse and Bunk'd is like a fake voice and stuff. And so it's just hilarious hearing him say all this like ghetto slang. And so Lou and Xander, they're just kind of like, oh my God, I can't believe this stuff is probably real. Or maybe they're just acting stupid. But then Rafi keeps hitting on Lou over and over, calling her shorty and everything like that, and how he wants to get with her. And she's all like, he's gonna need a hospital because I'm gonna put him in one. I remember the older seasons when Lou was very country bumpkin and she'd be using like all these country slangs and stuff. And so Zuri's being like her sassy, typical self and everything. And then so Murphy, the cook dude, he's all like the fog is great for him because like, you know, he gets to hide like his trash in the dumpsters of like this Chinese restaurant where they make a almost racist joke, because like I say, their camp has rats and he takes the rats that's in his garbage bag and he puts it in their dumpster. The rats get out, they go inside the Chinese place, and then they start serving people egg rolls with rats and they're still alive. I'm just like, what kind of joke is that, man? Like, this is a Disney Channel show and they're making like this racist joke. Thank God there ain't something about cats. That would have been really racist then. So like so then Jorge, he gets affected by the gas and it turns him into like a parrot. So he's squawking and repeating everything people are saying and stuff like that. And then, so like, what don't make no sense is that Murphy's been in this gas and he's not affected, but everybody else is. And so when I was watching this, I'm like, is this like a dream sequence or is this like real? Because with Jesse, their first Halloween episode, she was dreaming. Then their second one, the ghosts were real. And so I'm just like, I don't know what to think about this. So then all of a sudden, Tiffany tells like, you know, Lou and Xander, you know, y'all have to be the ones to like go get help and all this other stuff, but you can't breathe in the air of the fog, so you need some specially designed suits. And especially designed suits are trash bags, taped up so nothing can get in. Makeshift hazmat suits. And Lou's all like, this is high tech. And then she's all like, here's some breathing masks with filters, but it's just plastic boxes with plastic bottles for a filter. And Lou's just like, what the world is this? And then they're all like, Tiffany's all like, okay, now we gotta put cream corn down your shirts because the cream corn is a chemical in there that affects the gas and won't affect you. And so they're just like, pour it on, man. And then you can hear it sliming and gooping down their shirts. It's like, ah. And then people are giving them hugs and patting them in the chest. And then she's all like, here's some goldfish. You're supposed to suck on these. And Lou's like, I am not sucking on no fish. And she's all like, you have to if you smell the gas because there's a chemical in the fish. She's like, just give me the fish. So then they go outside, they trip, they fall, corn splashes out of them, and then their masks fall off. And then Lou and Xander's all like, oh no, we're smelling the gas, the fog. Where's those fishes? And they start sucking on the fishes. And then everybody comes out like, ha ha ha, we got you. It's like taking pictures of them. See, apparently what happened last summer, Xander and Lou pranked them so bad they wanted to get them back. They were just going to tie their shoelaces, but they decided once they heard about the fog, let's make something up. So Jorge said it was his idea, they said it wasn't. They insult him, he gets upset. Then some strange, weird things happen. No, there's only been about 10 minutes into the episode. There's another 10 left. I'm like, well, it's not over yet. What's going on? So he's out there in the fog. And then he comes back in and there's whorls and whelps all over his face. And he's talking kind of like in this demonic voice with these big old boils on his face, like these giant pimple looking things. I'm like, oh, man. And so everybody's kind of like, what the world's going on? And he's talking like in a demonic voice, and he's scaring everybody and stuff. And then, so next thing you know, some of the other people, they smell the fog, and then bumps are coming all over their faces, and then the whole camp is affected. So it's scared, like all of them start to get like affected after a while, except for like Lou, Ravi, and Tiffany. No, not Tiffany. Tiffany's someplace else, but Zuri. So Zuri, Ravi, and Lou, they're all in the room, and Lou's just kind of like, Zuri, I have to protect you, go hide in the bathroom. And Ravi's all like, yes, that's what we were both were doing. She's like, no, I need your help to barricade this door. He's all like, look, you're the counselor. I'm just like a camper. I have to go hide and everything too. She's like, well, I'm making you a deputy like counselor and stuff. But then they smell the gas or fog or whatever, and they turn and they go outside. And then somehow Tiffany found her way inside. And this don't make no sense. Every time somebody turns, they're able to push them outside, but yet there's tons of them people trying to come in. That didn't make no sense. This is when things start to get kind of weird. And then so Tiffany comes in talking to Zuri, and then she turns and she drags Zuri like outside, and I was like, what the world's going on? And then we see a bunch of fog, and then it goes to the campsite, and they're all at the campfire, normal as normal could be, and Jorge's all like, well, that's my scary story. And then they start throwing marshmallows at him. I'm like, wait, hold on, this whole thing's been like 2 different ghost stories in one? I gotta say, it got me. But I'm just like, oh man, it's like the whole, it was just a dream thing. Like people hate that, They want it to be like fictional real, like, you know what I'm saying? But all in all, it was a pretty hilarious episode. Y'all gotta check it out. It's on Disney Plus. It's on Netflix. Like, just check it out. That wasn't that spooky. All right, well, I shall talk to y'all later. Bye.